In the last video, we've analyzed the potential costs to refurbish this place and bring it to a good standard. So in this video, I will talk about determining the potential value of this house. So these are the estimates, as you may remember. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, then check the previous video. I'll link it in the description. So 28,250. Let's put the address in here. So this is what I would essentially do for as many properties as possible in the auction. Just take the address and complete the whole thing. So refurb estimate 28,250 for hands-off experience, and potentially 11,000, just over 11,000 for 11,125, I believe, for DIY refurb and some hands-off. So stuff like a gas boiler, stuff like that, we would pay someone to do that. But anyways, how do we do it? How do we analyze the value, the potential value of this house? Because if we can determine the potential value and subtract auction fees, refurb fees, refurb estimates, and even your profit, then we can come up with the maximum bid that we're willing to bid on auction. So let's go with the potential value first. The easiest way I've done it is Zoopla instant valuation, instant house valuation. Make sure it says that. So anyways, again, the postcode 76 just curious. No. So Zoopla estimates it at around 183. Now again, there is a huge range here and you don't want to rely solely on that. So what we'll do is scroll down. By the way, you can see if it's been sold before as well, but it seems like it hasn't, or not in the last 6 months or so, maybe. So we'll go to market activity, and that way you can see all the properties around it that have been sold. So the orange ones have been sold in the past, and these blank ones, they're on the market at the moment. So let's start with this one, see what this one is. We'll click on it. 138. They estimate this one at 162, but it seemed like it had a huge drop. Let's see what's happening. So June 2023 was sold for 138. I think this was on auction. Yeah, auction. So it was in a state similar to ours, I guess. Pretty much the same thing, right? You would just need to strip the carpets as well, so it's even more work, and the wallpaper. So it might look slightly better, but actually it's more work to refurb this one. So it was sold for 138 in June 2023, and then 1 year later it's been placed on the market again for 160. And straight away we see cash buyers only. I wonder why. Let's see. So you can see they've refurbed it, well, partially refurbed it. So kitchen looks the same, bathroom, yeah, the bathrooms are, yeah, they're not exactly done. The garden hasn't been done. There's a fence panel. So this is partly refurbished. It's not to the standard that we want to take ours to, and it's for 160. So ours, if it's done up fully, you can go a bit higher than that. Although I am a bit concerned about the cash value, the cash buy only. It might be because of the kitchen, because there is actually no kitchen there, pretty much. It's like three cabinets in there. So maybe it's because of that, or maybe there is some other issue in the area, like mining. And look at this. So search coal mining map and click on the first one. And by the way, this is it's just like a tip for you. Some areas in England, well, in the UK, have been mined in the past, and if your property happens to be on them, on these areas or in these areas, it's not the biggest deal, but if it's near a mine entry, like a mine shaft, or like sitting right on top of it, of a past mine shaft, then you might struggle to mortgage it later on, if that is the goal anyways. So the postcode is probably around here in Dudley, which, as you can see, it's within this coal mining. Again, it's not a major issue unless there is a mine entry, which this map doesn't work very well, but there are loads. But what you would want to do is, in the legal pack, which is not currently available, it will be available in a few weeks' time probably, or before the auction. You'll see all the documents related to this listing, so searches, potentially a coal mining report. So you want to see that the coal mining report is okay. And yeah, at the moment we don't really know unless you pay for a report yourself. So coal mining report, which one was it? They make it a little bit complicated, but you basically just want to go in here to this website, groundstability.com, and order a coal mining report. It's a £50 fee, so only do this if you really love some house and you want to make sure that it's fine. But anyways, let's continue. Where were we? Here. So basically, this is a cash buy only. It could be any reason really, but if you want to mortgage your house and you notice that there is another house next to it as a cash buy only, you might want to be a bit more cautious. So we'll keep doing this. They estimated 162 because that's what they're asking basically. But ours, if done properly, could be more. There is, I think this is the same, right? Is it the same? Why is it here? I'm confused. Oh, it is the same one, just different photos. Anyways, there's another one here. This is our house. This is few houses down the road. This one has been sold for 130 in 2 years ago. Let's see what condition it's been. It's a bit different than ours, but yeah, it's the same condition pretty much. Would need a full refurb pretty much, even though it's been lived in, but you can see tiles, walls, kitchen, everything needs ripping out in order to make it into a nice home. So 130 with a full refurb needed in 2 years ago, and now I believe they estimate this at 180. Let's just check quickly. $178, 86 square meters, so it's similar to ours. Right, let's see this one. This is a 2-bedroom apparently. So this one is the same as the previous one. 185. 1, 2. There's a bedroom in the loft, third bedroom. So let's see. Okay, so straight away we can see this has been done up. Well, the kitchen has been done up. Everything else needs doing. There's even this weird patch here. So this one is 185 with some refurb needed to it. Right, let's see another one. Let's go this side. There is one on the market for 200, sold subject to contract. Let's see this one. This is a bit of a dated house, I guess, but it's in decent condition. I suppose you could just move into it and live happily. Garden is small. Yeah, this is, I would say, comparable, somewhat comparable. It still looks a bit different than ours. It seems like there aren't any other properties like the one we've been looking at. This is a 2-bed. There are a few more for 185, 220. This is quite different, so we're not going to look at that one. Let's look at this one, 185. This one is on the market at the moment. 2 bedrooms, semi-detached. Again, you can see actually this kitchen wall has been opened up. So sort of what we're planning to do with the one we've analyzed. Yeah, this one is not in the best condition either, and it's on 185 and 2 bedrooms. Oh, it's rented as well, $750 per month. Something tells me that's a lower than the market value of the rent. But anyways, see, these houses are kind of all over the place. The closest we had is 160, which needs a part of a refurb as well. It's been sold for 136 a year ago, or 138, sorry. In need of a full refurb. 200, 185. This is a 2-bedroom as well. $140, but there aren't any photos to see the condition, unless you can use this one. I feel like it's... oh, this doesn't look too bad, to be fair. Strange. So it's been listed at 185 and sold for 140. Why is that? I mean, something is odd about this area. So it doesn't give me too much confidence, to be fair, especially if you're not too experienced and if you're just beginning with auctions. I would say either be extremely cautious or just skip this house altogether, but let's just be extremely cautious in this case, because you can't go wrong if you win the house at a very low price. It depends really what the plan is, if you want to rent it out. Let's see what the rental estimate is. Anyways, DY. Within 25 minimum, 2 beds. Of course, no results found. It's probably not the area that's a rental hotspot, so it's more of a family area, I guess, like as in where people buy a house to live in rather than rent out. Semi-detached, terrace, exclude, well, actually it doesn't matter, student, just don't want retirement homes, show let or let agreed. Let's see what comes up in this area. $995 for this, 1,200 for this mid-terrace house. So not many. This one is a bit dated even, so £1,000. I guess you could get, at least £1,000 renting out the house. So you can't really go wrong if that's the plan. If you can get it at a great price, even if you can't really mortgage it, which I don't know yet, but in a worst case scenario, you can still make something of this. Let's just put at 185 thousand as a potential value, and the auction fees. With Bond Wolf, the auction fees are about £10,000, to be fair. So I know it sounds a bit shocking, but that's just the case. I'll show you a contract. So this is an example contract that you can get from the legal pack. So each property will have this contract. In this case, it's not available yet. They will make it available closer to the date. So you'll want to check these contracts and look at all these fees: 250, 100, 1,000 plus VAT, 1,800 plus VAT. So it essentially comes up to 9,158. These are the extra fees, not stamp duty, just simply extra fees that you will pay to the seller and to the auctioneer. So you will want to add that up in there as well. In this case, for this house, we don't know exactly what these auction fees will be. They'll probably be in the same range, but when the contracts, when the legal packs become available, you will put those in here. So at the moment, I'll just put a £10,000 with a question mark. And if you do it with the properties, with different properties, just do the same, I guess. Assume a £10,000, but then once you know for sure, just edit that. And then in my profit section, that could be anything. If you want like a buffer, can be 10 or 20 or 15 in this case, let's say. So what do we have? 185 minus 15, 170, minus 10, 160, minus 28, 250. Where is the calculator? What did I say? 160 minus 28.25. So 131.75. Well, let's just say max bid 131. This will be our max bid for this property. Let's just do this again, because 185 minus 15 minus 10 minus 28.2. Yeah, this is your maximum bid for this house. You might think it's low, you might think it's high. You do your own due diligence, but this is what would be my maximum bid. So, I wouldn't be surprised if this house sells for 160. It's just what happens at auctions. Some people just really, really want the house, or they haven't done their due diligence, or they have other plans for it. Who knows? But for potential rental, we've already checked. It would be like around 1,000 minimum, which is quite good, if you can get it for this price, and if you can do most of it yourself. So 11,000 plus 10 the auction fees, could have this house for about 151, I guess, 52, 155, let's say, if you do most of the work yourself. So yeah, can't be bad, right? So in case you're wondering, can I even get a house with this kind of discount? The answer is yes, you can, at auctions mainly. Now, most of the houses will sell for way over kind of max bids that you have, but you will still find some that go under. So that's how I got my house. If you go to Bond Wolf, for example, past auctions, view results of the last one. So for this auction, the 12th of September, I've analyzed about 60 properties, just like this. So out of all of those 60, one tip, the first maybe 30-40 lots will go for crazy money for some reason. I think just everyone is excited, and they have money to spend, so they just go over the top. However, as that money dries up towards the mid and end of the auction, you'll tend to find better deals. So just be patient and do the analysis for most of the properties, or however many you want to analyze, and then on the day just watch the auction and you don't have to bid or anything. You can just watch to learn about it and see what's happening. So this one, 153, that sold under my max bid, what I had as a max bid. This one as well. This one also sold under. This one sold for, I think 150 was my max bid, so it sold for 150. I wouldn't have gotten that one most likely, but it's good to know. This one sold under the max bid, and this one as well. So let's do an analysis on this deal, right? So someone's got it for 144. You might be wondering, well, is that a good deal or not? Let's see. That's the house. It's a semi-detached with a double garage, so the front looks fine. The whole house needs a refurb, just like the one we've analyzed so far. Carpets upstairs, skim coat on the walls, paint, ceilings. The boiler might not need changing, so that's a positive. The garden needs some love, and so the virtual tour is not available anymore, so I can't show you exactly. But I've actually been to this property for a viewing, so what you've seen in the photos is pretty much what the property looks like. So there's nothing weird about it. You might need to install a few radiators though, so that's one of the costs. But I would say the refurb estimates would be around the same, to be fair. Whole house needs fresh coat of plaster, skimming ceilings, new flooring downstairs, new flooring upstairs, just like the other one. The other one we had new boiler installed, and obviously the kitchen needs doing in here as well, just like the other one. However, the boiler seems like it doesn't need changing, just that we need to install some radiators potentially, so we'll just keep the costs around the same. Let's see, as an example, this one. Why does it do this? Why do you do this to me? So let's keep it the same. Auction fees the same. Profit, we'll see at the end. Let's check the potential value of this place, right? So DY1 4HQ must be fairly close to the other one, but let's see. We'll do the same process. Check the value. So what's this, 76 was it? 78. No. Continue. Right, so they estimated at 172, but that's quite wrong. I would say that's why I never rely on these ones, because you'll see in a bit. So we'll go to market activity, and we see there are some properties that sold nearby. Again, fairly wide range from 160 to 300k, so that's generally a good sign, because it means if you decide to extend your property potentially, then you have a higher ceiling, so you can achieve a higher price. So this one, it's a smaller house. It's a 2-bed, semi-detached. Looks a bit different, but it was sold in November 2022, so 2 years ago. Since then, prices have, as you know, increased quite a bit. It's not in the best quality either. It's livable, but it's not a new refurb, right? So can't really compare it to that. Ours, if done up, would definitely be much more than this. Sold for 160 actually in June 2023. But yeah, smaller house, and also of course it doesn't have the double garage, so smaller house and still not up to the best standard. So let's look at a different one. 175. Let's start with the lowest ones, right? This one was sold straight away. You can see this is a mid-terrace house, so again less valuable than what we're looking at. It's not a new refurb, obviously. Looks good, you know. It's a nice house. You might need to do some touch-ups, possibly, but mid-terrace, so ours, you know, would be valued a lot more than this, being semi-detached, also with a double garage. So 175. Let's see this one, 176. This one is a semi-detached house. Doesn't have a double garage, most likely. I suppose it's kind of been refurbed. It's hard to tell if it's brand new refurb or just, I don't think it's brand new refurb, but it's not like the best standard either. The garden is small. You've got this side, but yeah, I would say our house is better than this one as well. Again, it's been a year as well, over a year or a year and a half or so. They estimate this one to be around 200 with high confidence. So ours is better than this one. Let's have a look what else is there. By the way, if you forgot how this house looks like, let's have a look again. I don't mean in this state, but assuming that it will be refurbed, so you know, you'll make it prettier, possibly paint the outside, you know, clean up the moss or something, make it look more presentable, and a full refurb inside. So let's look at this one. This one was sold slightly more recently, 1st of Jan. Look at this. So they estimate this one to be 281, semi-detached, 3 beds. Now that is pretty much how this house looks like. Our house, I say our house. So it's got a double garage, 3 bedrooms, bathroom. Now the only thing is it seems to have an extension. Well, most likely it's got an extension. Let's have a look. Obviously, again, this is not a new refurb standard, so it's quite dated actually, and it was sold for 250. A very nice garden. Yes, so it does have an extension. Even the garage is extended. So yeah, let's just say it's more space. It's more spacious than what we have, but it still needs some work to it. So it was sold for 250 with some works that need doing to it. But okay, it's a bit bigger. So what do you think our house is worth? This one right here, which is a bit smaller, but it looks the same as the other one. It's got the double garage as well, 3 bedrooms, semi-detached, large garden. And you know, if you do a full refurb of it of £30,000, what do you think that it would be worth? Let's look at one more quickly. This one is a 4-bedroom, so again, similar house. Let's see what these 4 bedrooms look like. Okay, it looks like there's an extension on top of the garage. What is this? Okay, I see. So they have extended, or maybe it was already built like this, I don't know. But yeah, definitely bigger than ours. 140 square meters. Sold for 258. And now, just curious, let's see what they estimate. And bear with me, we'll find out the value of our house, or well, estimate. Obviously we can't know for sure until you sell the house, but it's still useful to know. So these houses in here are definitely lower ranking than ours. These ones down here are a bit better than ours in terms of the space. This one had bigger space, but it still needed some work to it, like a new kitchen. So of course we're not gonna say 250, but I think we can safely assume this is over 200. I would even say 210, if you just keep the same size of it, so no extension or anything like that, just a simple tidying up, a full refurb basically. I think you can get 210 for it if you were to sell it, but let's see. 210. You want your profit to be 20. By the way, this profit, it's just a buffer, right? So it doesn't mean you have to sell the house, but it's nice to have an extra cushion just in case your refurb goes over budget, or like you just want to for your hassle of refurbishing the house, you want to be paid for it, right? So you're paid by essentially buying a house that's worth 210 for 190, for example, if that makes any sense to you. So anyways, the maximum bid would be 190, 180 minus 28.2, 151. So £151,000 would be I had it at 150, I believe, because I had 30k a refurb estimate. But yeah, 150, and guess what it sold for? Well, you already know, it sold for 144. So if you were to bid on it, you could possibly have a chance at winning it below that value. So yeah, it is possible. It is possible. I would say on average around 10% of the houses that I've analyzed go below my maximum bid. So essentially 1 in 10 houses you could get for this kind of discounts. So that's why it's very important to analyze as many of these as possible. If you can do the whole auction, which is like 200 lots, I know it's a crazy amount of time to spend on it, but once you do a few of them and you've seen that, okay, well, this house needs ceilings, floors, walls, heating sorted, and it costs this much, Then when you go to the next one and it's the same story, which most of them are the same story, then you'll just have the same refurb estimate. You don't have to go through that whole list again, which was very time consuming. So you'll just learn how to do this more efficiently. Same with the potential value. I would say in my case it takes about 10 minutes to do this potential value. The refurb estimate about 5 to 10 minutes as I walk through the property. Like, where is that one? If you just walk through the property, this is, have a look around, see the area, see the house, see there's nothing completely wrong about the house on the outside. You go in, you see straight away new floors, skimming walls, ceiling, might need patching up. So yeah, you just go in quickly. You assume that you'll need some plugs, you'll need to change some of the electric fixtures. Straight away see there's no kitchen, there's small space, you need to take down the wall. You already have an idea of the cost of that because you've done it before, as in you've seen the quotes, so that's £1,000 or whatever. Bathroom again looks decent, just needs paint and changing the floor. So far we already know all the floors need doing, and the bathroom needs some love to it as well. Doors are okay. You just quickly go through. Radiators are fine, windows are fine, and in your mind you just keep adding up all the problem areas or what needs doing. All the walls basically need doing, not all the ceilings, because you can see the ceilings are fine, you just need a bit of a patch up in some cases where there are some hairline cracks, but that won't cost you any very, very small amount. So you see toilets, you already know everything is changing in there. And yeah, once you do this a few times, and for example this property, you've done it fully and it's going to be up to 30k to hands-off refurb, let's say, then the next one you see, which looks like this, which again most of them will look like this, some of them will look better, some of them will look worse, but if it looks better, then you just subtract. Instead of 30k, maybe it's 20k for a refurb. So just keep it approximate. Don't go crazy adding these up one by one, because you'll never get anywhere like this. So if you do it quickly, 5-10 minutes per each, refurb estimate, potential value, again 10 minutes, 20 minutes. If you want to go to the property as well, sure, that's going to add some more time, but it's worth it. If you can get something that's potentially 30-40% cheaper than what you'd get on the open market, then in my view it's worth the effort. You're talking about £20,000, for example, £20,000 that you can save essentially. So if this time is worth £20,000 for you, then great. If not, maybe auctions are not for you. and you might just want to buy a done-up house for 210. Although in a lot of cases this done-up house can just reveal other issues as well, so you might still have to do some work to that anyways. But yeah, so in my next video I will hopefully have gotten my keys and I can start showing you what I'll be working with. I'm very excited. I want to show the whole process of taking the house that I bought, I guess. So I'll show you everything from scratch, take the keys, and yeah, I've already got some kind of plan for the refurb, and I really want to do most of it myself, so I'll show that process as well, and all the budgets, and yeah, if you want to see all of that, then subscribe. See ya.